Not mapped properly. Carl's already poking around inside a salad bowl on the counter. I'm dropping doing his voice for narration. It's too much. Glancing up at me briefly. Daxton's the only one sitting, staring at the water in his glass. I sling my rifle over my shoulder. Forget everything. What the fuck was that? What was that? What the fuck did you do? No, seriously, I don't even know what the fuck that was supposed to be. I grab one of the salamander's cups from the cupboard and get my...
the cup in the cupboard? Cup on the cupboard? Rankins. Quit! Why do you have so many bottles?
I grab one of the salamander's cups from the goddamn cupboard and get myself what looks like an apple banana smoothie. The cup itself is labeled for some sort of convention, though the exact name of it has been worn away from many washings. As I move to the salad, Carl nudges me. At first I think he's just being playful, but then I follow his eyes. Leo's standing by the window with his nose practically pushed up against it. You can see the condensation from his breath murking at the glass. It's getting dark out, so he's probably just keeping watch. Still doesn't stop him from looking like a real weird motherfucker. He's just looking at him too, his expression difficult to place. He's never been exactly hard to read when he's upset like this. His nervousness tick always gives it away. Yet I can't tell what he looks more of, concerned or guilty. I'm usually good at reading folks, so this is kind of pissing me off. Take a seat next to Daxton.
I'm, a bit out of the loop here.
His big blue eyes shift from person to person. Might be best if you fuck off again for a bit.
Seriously, can you just explain something for once instead of being like a weird cryptic shithead?
I can see lines form along Daxton's smooth forehead as he furrows his brows. His skin so tightly stretched across his body it makes his even slightest change of face readily available. I don't have a clue how the furry tits get my kind confused with his. As I grunt and mutter for him to eat my shit, I can't help but wonder if I should bring him up to speed or not. I guess part of me wants as many people as possible to know what happened. I mean, fuck, that's what I've always wanted, right? These fuckers finally acting like something happened and not that our little group wasn't just little old Leo, Chase, TJ, Jenna, Carl, and I. Eventually everybody sits down to eat. Not enough room at the kitchen island for everybody, so TJ and Jenna sit on the counter by the fridge. TJ's still not saying much. Gotta say, this route is way fucking longer than the rest. At least it feels like it.
Alright, I still can't access Wi-Fi or make calls.
Daxton, is it?
Yep.
Were we not taking shelter from Clint? We wouldn't mean to impose upon you like this, so my apologies.
It's alright.
He pokes at a clump of almond shavings in his salad.
I just kinda wanna know what's going on.
She looks to TJ, then after a quiet affirming nod from the lynx, she responds to the salamander. When we were younger, one of our neighbors, our friend, drowned in Lake Emma. She pauses. Actually, they died in a hospital later on, but the point is, we were all there for it. It was a rather traumatizing experience, even for the older members of our sort of friend group at the time. She speaks in such a plain, even tone, she might as well be reading the directions off the back of a TV dinner. Everyone, including Daxton, looks incredibly uncomfortable. Salamander just nods in faux understanding.
Oh.
He digs into his salad with such focus, it's like he's trying to read a book in there. So, let's just jump straight into it. She takes a big drink from her smoothie, leaving us in anticipation. I groan quietly.
Flynn.
Fucking what? Do you believe
that Chase killed Sydney. What?
Daxton looks up, letting out a small wisp of laughter, assuming we're joking. As he sees he's the only one laughing, he starts to look visibly tense. I didn't expect her to just straight up ask me this either. Well, the way I see it, either Chase is lying or TJ is. Well, fuck it, maybe they both are and are covering for each other's asses. That's what happened in the TJ route, but Chase in there was spouting bullshit like a steer's rear. I point to TJ, who quickly looks away. Threw me under the bus the moment he started squealing.
Chase would never lie to me like that.
He lied to you all the fucking time, you not-brain bastard. Leo snarls. Do you have any non-rose-tinted memories left in that fucking thick skull of yours?
I don't need to listen to nothing coming from someone who manipulated him for sex.
I stand up, my stool falling back and hitting the floor. How goddamn dare he? Not this shit again. I didn't fucking do that! You really think I'm some sort of fucking rapist? You're so stupid. Why won't you goddamn listen to me? Enough! Another TJ emote. They've all been very sad. TJ shifts, looking like he's about to start crying again. I'm not lying. I clutch the edge of the counter, trying to control my breathing. I slowly pull up my stool and sit, trying to ignore the strange look Leo is giving me. Kind of reminds me of those fish in a freezer, where they stare forever and when there's no more circuits firing in their tiny brains. I wonder if I'll ever love somebody enough to go full stupid in the face for facts like this. What a poor, crazy idiot. It's still word versus word with you two. And Chase fucked off once TJ told us what happened from his point of view. Which took you long enough, by the way. I hard-eye the lynx, and his own eyes are cast so far away from me they might as well be in the back of his head.
TJ.
Jenna rubs her paws on napkin. On just napkin. Wringing at some before speaking again.
Tell us about the monster you saw.
Oh, come on. Jenna ignores me.
Give us as many details as you can. And take as much time as you need.
TJ clutches his bowl of salad in his lap with both paws. It looks like he hasn't had a bite. His eyes take on that more reflective quality they always do when tears are starting to well. It's unnerving on a sort of primal level to see TJ tearing up like this. He's an adult, a grown-ass man, looking like he did when he was a kid. Reminds me of how little any of us have truly grown up.
Like I said before, tall, with burnt skin. Reddish, I guess.
How tall?
Like, almost 7 feet?
Jenna frowns.
How did it move? Really fast, or not at all. It was like pictures, you know?
Jesus fucking Christ.
A slideshow that was being fast-forwarded.
Carl finally looks up from his hooves, the ram appearing increasingly nervous.
When it walked through the water didn't move like a wake.
I imagine wave? I don't know what that means.
It just splashed out with each step. Tell me about the face again, please. Okay.
She's having such a hard time getting the words out, but Jenna doesn't stop. She looks rapt. What does that mean?
3 holes. 2 for the eyes, 1 for the mouth. They weren't like bloody or anything, just empty, dark.
Everyone's silent for a moment. Oh! Then, next to me, Daxton rises up to his feet. Salamander walks around to where TJ's sitting, then points to something behind him.
Like this.
What do you mean, like this? Oh, it's a fucking outlet. My god. The power outlet. He's pointing at the electrical socket? TJ turns, look at it, and then twitches as if startled. He quickly wipes his eyes and nods. Daxton stares, slack-jawed. Leo takes a loud slurp from his smoothie. His dribble of the pink liquid stuck in his fur on the edge of his jowls. Guys, am I missing something here? I saw it. Saw what, Carl? That thing. Carl gestures towards the electrical outlet. I give him an incredulous look as we both meet each other's glances for a second. Yeah? I saw a pretty nifty light switch back when I was 13. I look to TJ. It didn't make me hide the truth about my friend's murder for about a decade. Shut up, dude. I blink at Carl, who now is in front of Leo. He stands up, still staring at the socket. When I crashed my car that night, you remember? I do. Carl didn't want to talk about it for months after it happened. I only found out about the truth then. It was after he dropped out of college. Apparently it was way fucking past twilight and he was drugged out of his mind. That Scrabbles-ridden fat-ass Jeremy gave him acid in his trailer and he had a bad trip. Carl described some cartoon he put on, a tiger and a bird, and the tiger baking the bird alive. He mentioned how vivid everything was, and how fucking Jeremy wouldn't stop laughing. He busted out of there and drove off all hightail-like. While making his way down Route 65, ho, he swerved and hit a pole. The impact would have killed him if he weren't so thick-skulled. And of course, he told his dear old parents about it, and they took the blame for everything. They didn't want him to be tested when the cops showed. It wasn't until a couple of months ago he told me in his drug-addled mind he thought he had driven to Pueblo and picked up Chase. Carl claimed he was talking to him the whole ride back, telling him how college life was going and shit. Stroking his horns, mentioning how he missed him and wanted him back as a roommate. You know, all the shit Chase never actually said after Carl dropped out. The fucker barely even responded to his messages. He could have sworn when he swerved off the road he struck the pole he killed Chase. Crushed somehow at impact. He wouldn't stop shaking. I made a joke that I would have helped him bury the body. I threw up later thinking about it. Yeah. Diamond's looking at me now with these really big, sad eyes. I never see him like this. Sober and fully fucking aware of really bad shit. Usually the moment shit starts getting remotely bad, he tokes until his mind melts the horrors away, as he calls them. None of that shit here, that's for certain. I never liked how it made me feel. And Daxton's too nerdy to know any pot dealers. This is gonna sound real nuts, but that thing TJ is describing with the electrical socket face, it was chasing me that night, man. I saw it. Exactly how TJ described. That's how it moved. I thought I outran it, but then it was in the car with me, and I thought where I thought Chase was, and I hit the fucking pole, man. Where Chase was? Leo looks at Carl with raised eyebrows. Let out a puff of exasperated air. You were tripping balls on acid. I look at the rest of the group. That's why he thought he was with Chase. Leo's expression furrows. You've done acid, Carl? Yeah, I know how it sounds. I thought it seemed familiar earlier when TJ was describing it at City Hall, but that face, it was just like an outlet. Daxton's nodding along with everything Carl says. Flynn, I was literally telling you about this shit. Literally just telling you about this shit. I saw it in my dream. In the water. the second time I've seen it in 2 days.
I recognize it too. Not in a dream or because of drugs, though.
She looks over at TJ, who appears even more frightened with the confessions from those around him.
When I was younger, well, much younger, I sometimes saw it during times I was really angry or sad. It's the closest thing I've ever had to what my grandmother described as a spiritual experience. When I told her about it, she told me it sounded like a lot like a Wendigo.
This is really silly, guys. We just need to talk to Chase. He'll clear up all of this for us. Leo continues to eat, and the one of us still doing so at this point. Daxton gawks at him.
Are you for real right now, man?
I'm the only one who's thinking real things right now, yeah. Wolf scarfs down an incredibly large bite of salad. A guy like Leo probably needs to eat 4 meals a day with his wolf metabolism. His nose is starting to bleed too, probably cracking from how dehumidified keep it in here.
So, despite all of us, sans you and Flynn, having had experiences with this thing, you want to completely disregard it?
Leo just nods. And to be fair, I'm fucking flabbergasted by what they're saying as well. But at the same time, the coincidence of all this is just too much. TJ's tough to read now. But I don't doubt the sincerity of Carl, Jenna, or even Daxton and that they believe what they're saying. I just want the truth. That's all I want. I sigh. I think we should talk to my aunt.
Why your aunt?
She's good with this sort of shit. I pause. Well, I don't know what this is that's happening, but fuck, I don't know what else to do. Leah just frowns at me. I frown back at him. You can go home if you want. I know it's tempting now that Chase isn't here for you to stalk. Chase will track me down like he always does. He'd be right pissed if I let anything happen to you guys, though. Who knows, maybe he's seen the Wendigo, too. Daxton side-eyes me with a baffled look. Do you have a spare gun I can borrow?
Jesus, is this really what it's come to?
I look at Leo for a long moment. He's been sort of a gun nut as of late, which is real strange noting how against him he was in high school. You licensed? Yep, open carry. I know what I'm doing.
That's not saying much, noting our state has the most lax weapon licensing standards in the nation.
It's typical Jenna for you. Reality's going out the window, and she'll still be there thrusting some socio-political bullet point in the middle of it. All my shit's licensed for me and me alone. He just stares at me before walking off. To your aunt's house, then. He grabs a flashlight and makes his way out the front door. I guess we're going. Same cell. Carl and Daxton look at each other.
I'm not feeling very good.
If you're gonna puke, do it on Dax's side of the sink. Salamander, who is already looking unnerved, somehow manages to frown even more. Jenna strokes the lynx's arm, muttering something that I can't quite catch. For a split second, a glimmer of a sad smile appears on his face. It diminishes quickly, but I guess I'm glad TJ's not completely broken. The group begins to head out, leaving their plates and cups on the counter. I linger a bit, catching Jenna as she's wiping her paws off on a dish towel. Hey.
Yeah?
You wanted to tell me something? This gives me a look like she doesn't know what I'm talking about. She pauses, then nods as if remembering something.
I'm happy for you and Carl.
Her tone is idle, her mind seemingly focused elsewhere.
If he's going to explore sexuality, it's good that it's with someone he knows and trusts who's, experienced.
What? I cross my arms tightly over my chest, squinting down at her. How the fuck she knows I'm experienced? We ain't a thing.
Yes, you weren't ever much for having things in general.
She looks out the window, her expression kind of like a mix of distant and troubled. Everyone's filing into the van except Daxton, who's holding up his phone to the sky, trying to get service, I guess. As I open my mouth to rebut, she holds up her paw. It's not what I wanted to talk to you about, and I suppose current matters are. She sighs. More pressing than would be appropriate to delay for this conversation. Her demeanor seems to shift, partially not as full of that holier-than-thou air that she usually seems hell-bent on putting on. I can see Leo behind the wheel now, surely getting antsy. Yeah, Leo looks like he's about to pop a hemorrhoid already. I just wanted you to know I understand your concerns more clearly. I grunt. Yeah? Well, hopefully my aunt can help me understand yours. I thumb back toward the electrical socket. Joe looks at it, purses her lips and scowls. Can't tell if she's frowning at herself or at this point. All logic's gone out the fucking window. Her shtick of being a rational mind here is certainly a challenge. With a small nod, she turns, heading out with the rest. I sigh, pulling back on the lever on my repeater and watching the clip extend outward. I remember to load it after all. Here's hoping I don't need it. I push back in and head outside. And that is the end of this episode. Holy shit, man. I don't know what's happening anymore. Honestly, I'm all kinds of not cool with what's happening. It's spooky. I don't know where Chase is. I don't know what this electrical socket outlet monster is. But I guess we'll find out more information in the next episode, hopefully. And slate time. On the left, you got patrons. On the right, you got videos. One recent, one recommended for you by YouTube. In the middle, you got a link to subscribe and to the Patreon page. And there's stuff in the description, too, to check out. But until next time, guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.